Welcome to your favorite Tennessee Titans podcast, Tennessee Titans Weekly. Jacques.
Whew. Let's give it a moment of silence. Just a
moment of silence, dog.
Just a moment of silence, dog.
Boy.
It's crazy.
Crazy, man. Crazy. Well, first I want to give a shout out, man, to that boy Danko Hawkins, man, with the early super chat, brother. Hey. We appreciate it, Danko Hawkins.
Shout out to you, brother.
Brother. Shout out to you, man, on this sad, somber day. What a way to start the show, bro. Thank you kindly for the blessings there, brother.
Yes, sir.
Thank you kindly, man.
Hey, I want to shout out everybody, man. What about Rob, man? Thank you for watching the show. He's like he said, Danko, you a good man. Shout out to Danko. We met Danko. He's pretty solid, brother. Solid dude, man. So we preach Titans Torch. Hey, salute Titans Torch. If you don't follow him on Instagram, please go follow him now.
That's right.
Great content. Please do. Danko with the double pay. Hey, salute. Clowney, Super Bowl. Bring back Deontay Foreman. We will get into that.
What have I said about Deontay Foreman? Hey. I miss Deontay Foreman. Deontay Foreman was running like Derrick Henry. I was like, golly.
Right. So shout out to Jeremiah. Hey, LG Print. Hey, what's up, everybody? What's up,
everybody?
What's up? JP in the house. Hey, we appreciate it.
TA, what's good? Check him out tomorrow, folks. Check the show out tomorrow.
Yes,
Check him out.
My homegirl Latoya.
What up, Toya? Toya P, what is good? What's happening?
Titans Overdrive. Salute. Hey, Derek Brown. Hey, what's up from Florida? I see you with the game.
Yeah, I feel you, brother. I feel you, man.
Hey, DMD or die. Tighten up. Tommy Dixon. Hey, it is a rough day, man. It is a very, very rough day, man.
Been a rough day, y'all. So, normally we would do our postseason, breakdown of the Titans. Colts game, of course, we beat the Indianapolis Colts 34-31 in a very tough battle. We swept the Colts, as they say, for the shoe. We now say for the sweep. Colts fans, if you like that, hey, take that and run with it. But we'll talk about it. We'll integrate it within the show. Right now, man, this is what we call therapy session, y'all. Okay? This is therapy session for all of us Titan fans. And here's Jacques, for me, man, this is what I'm struggling with. And those in the comment section, tell me if you feel me on this. There's no question the Tennessee Titans are the number one team in the AFC. Okay? There's no question about that. We're that good. Okay? We've proven that. We're in the meat of our schedule. And I was lucky if we went 2-2. We beat everybody. We beat them all. Okay? We stood strong. Even our team wasn't even at 100%, and we beat these jokers, right? Derrick Henry hadn't been at 100%, and we beat these jokers, right?
Right.
And we're finally there, ready to make a Super Bowl run, and then this happens. That's what's hard for me to grasp at this time. You know what I'm saying? And we're losing out in that regard. We're there. And speaking of 22, we got 22 people in the chat representing for 22 Derrick Henry. Hey, hit that like button, folks.
Yes, sir.
Hit that like button.
Hey,
man.
Salute to Willie Jones. What's up, brother? Appreciate you for watching the show. Stanley's in the house. What up, Stanley? Yep. LP. Tighten up, baby. Tighten up.
LP.
The official TY. Hey, I feel you. We right there with you, bro. This is a therapy session. Anthony Hayes, salute to you.
That's
Andre Jackson in the building. Andre, hey, appreciate you, bro.
Absolutely.
Anthony, salute to you. Thank you for watching the show.
Yeah, absolutely. But hey, man, we're here, bro. We 6-2, Jacques. At the end of the day,
we are
6-2.
Hey,
and we're the number one team in the AFC. If the playoffs started today, they had to come through Nashville, Tennessee. Man, doesn't that look good? Take a second to look at that, y'all. We're the 1 seed. Do you see the Colts on there? No.
Nah.
You see the Chiefs on there? No. Right? Look at the Bills. They're the 4 seed.
Yep.
And they talk so bad about the Jets. Oh, y'all lost to the Jets. Well, the Jets just beat Cincinnati, who's in the 1 seed. So, hey.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I guess we'll go ahead and get into it, man.
Let's do it, brother.
They broke the news this morning. I woke up, man. I looked at my phone, and shout out to Buck Rising, because I watched A to Z last night. Yep. I watched this show, and he kind of hinted at something was wrong with Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry didn't go to the presser last night. He's one of the guys that they usually do the in-game press conference with. He wasn't there. He said, hey, I have to take a rain check. I'm getting treatment. That's alarming, right?
Yep.
So I thought it was maybe a ankle sprain or something. I'm like, nah, whatever, bro, whatever. And then I wake up and I see that, and I see the news that Derrick Henry has a fracture in his foot, and I'm like, okay, the king is tough. What can he do? You know what I mean? Yep. I'm like, all right. Then I'll see Adam Schefter reports he might be out for the season. I'm like, whoa, timeout. So when you got that news, man, what was your raw emotion, your initial feeling when you got that news that was today on November the 1st before Turkey Day? Well, but this is the month of Turkey Month.
Right. So, man, I literally was, ready for work, got kids all situated. I'm getting logged in, getting things set. I'm talking, I had like 5-6 texts, yours included, in a row. Then I saw the Adam Schefter message, and Derrick Henry's on 2 of my fantasy teams. I'm talking about all at once. I was like, you got to be kidding me. And so I looked, I didn't even log in or nothing. I was like, let me look at this first, right? I looked around and I saw it, and I was like, you have to be kidding me. So the first thing I was thinking is like, raw emotion, you have to be serious. So what did I end up doing, man? Like, well, not before work, but right now. So we're from Tennessee and we live in Nashville, right? Y'all see this right here? Y'all see that Jack Daniel's single barrel select? What is that? Tennessee whiskey. Tennessee whiskey. Yep. Mm-hmm. Had me drinking Tennessee whiskey today. I had to kind of shake this off, man. Hey, you see my Jack Daniel's glass, right?
Yes, sir.
So I'm for Derrick Henry.
Yeah, to pull one up.
Had to pull one. Because, man, I tell you this, man. I initially thought like, man, damn, our season's done. That was my initial first reaction, right? And, I'm sitting there thinking, well, damn, we are 6-2. And, when you look at the meat of our schedule, besides the Rams who are playing this weekend, I was like, well, damn, we've played the toughest part of our schedule and we beat everybody, right? We're 6-2. We're the best team in the AFC. That was my thought. We're finally here. And we said in the preseason, the Titans could go to the Super Bowl. And we've never said that before the season started. Okay, right. So this is not no bandwagon fair weather fan type of. We're not fair weather by far, right? But those expectations. Sometimes fans will just say we want to win the Super Bowl every year, and we don't think that. But we thought that this year, based on the fact of the talent that we have, and we've been reigning true, and we've been doing that for 3 years, Jock. We've been saying pretty much right on point, right? So I thought initially, man, this kills our chances. But I'm gonna tell you on the other side of this is this. I look at the fact I kept waiting to see how long he was going to be out. So I'm like, okay, 6 to 10 weeks. So it's not to say when his injury's done that he's going to be 100% ready to go. But I'm going to tell you something. I keep hearing it's going to be 6 to 10 weeks. The playoffs isn't until that time frame. So I was like, okay, let's let him heal, give him his time to heal, and let's let other players step up. We got to change our offense. We got to put a lot of – Brian Tannehill's going to have a lot of pressure on him, and so is A.J. Brown. Teams are going to change their defenses. They're going to try to double and triple team A.J. Brown. But the team's going to have to find a way to win because literally, if we win 4 games, we're in the playoffs guaranteed. Really, we just need to win about 4 games, right? And so I initially thought, okay, this sucks, but who's going to step up? Who's going to say, hey, Derrick Henry, the best player in the league, we got to overcome this. So right now, I am sad, but there's nothing we can do about it, right? I can't be Dr. Robert Johnson and fix that bone in his foot. And when you look at it, that's where the injury is right there. Y'all see that? That's that pinky toe on the foot, okay? And that's where you put a lot of pressure on. And I saw it when he first got, he started limping after a tackle, like his very first carry. I said, that didn't look right. And this I thought maybe it was his Achilles or maybe a sprained ankle and didn't know until at the end of the game that it was his foot. So I'm looking forward for the Titans to step up, prove the doubters wrong, prove us wrong. Let's still win football games without the king. Can we do it? Those are my thoughts, Jacques. So I'm gonna take one more sip of this Jack right here, Jacques. Tell me what was your initial reaction, your raw emotion? You heard the news. What did you feel at that moment?
So, like you, I woke up and I looked at my phone and I was like, oh, snap. Derrick's hurt. Okay. And I looked, like you said, I got the report from Schefter. I sent it to you. I text you, let you know. And my pops text me. He was like, hey, did you see the news? I was like, did not. What's going on? All of a sudden, AJ's hurt. Derrick Henry's hurt. So my first initial reaction was like, okay, he's down. Let me go look at film and figure out when he got down. I think he got hurt in the Kansas City game. Okay. The second half, he didn't have that burst. He didn't have that King Henry cut. Like he just didn't have it. And I was thinking, I said, well, maybe he was trying to tough the pain out. Maybe he was trying to do the Derrick Henry thing, because that whole second half was just stalled out. And I said, this is so uncharacteristic of Derrick Henry.
Yep.
What is going on? And then I think being on that turf at the Indianapolis Stadium,
yes,
it can do that to you, especially playing on turf like that. It is very, 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 very tough. So I think he initially injured it when he played Kansas City, but I think it got progressively worse in the Colts game because of the field that they were playing on. So my initial reaction, I was kind of like, I was like, well, the season is going to be kind of tough. I said, we still make the playoffs, but I don't know how far we're going to go.
Yeah.
And then and I started looking, I'm like, okay, let me give it a chance. Let me get out of my emotions. Let me logically think this through. If this was to happen with any other team, how do we put this through? And if I'm the coaches, if I'm Mike Vrabel, if I'm John Robinson, if I'm John Robinson, I'm trying to figure out, hey, how do we find somebody that fits our scheme, right?
Yep.
We know Deontay Foreman. Hey, shout out to what about Rob for saying that earlier. You're right. Deontay Foreman is the guy I know Hawk has been screaming at since last year. And when he was in there, he was running very, 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 very hard. Mm-hmm. Hey, I said, okay, we got to figure out who else we can bring in here that can not be Derrick Henry, but put up some of that workload. But at the same time, like you just said earlier, Tannehill is going to have to be Tannehill, right? And initially, I was like, okay, how can we do this? And my emotion, and at first, my heart sank because I was like, damn. And I'm like, Super Bowl. We've never said anything about a Super Bowl. You never heard us come out of our mouth. But we are the most balanced team in the AFC.
Facts.
And for that to be taken away, now you put yourself in a position where you're like the Bills, you're like the Chiefs, you're like teams that don't have a real good running game. So you asking Tannehill to say, hey, we want you to throw 45 times a game to win a game, right? Which we know that's not going to happen because the Titans are going to stick to their identity no matter what. They don't care who they have in the backfield. They can have us in the backfield. They say, hey, we still going to stick to our identity, and then we're going to go from there. So that was my initial reaction. But then my panic, I let off the panic button, and I was like, you said, you know what? This is still a good football team.
Facts. This
is still a good football team to the point where defensively, when we go back and we look at the game, those two games, the two games that we just beat we beat Kansas City and we beat the Colts. That was a team effort. It's not just Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry's actions and his presence screams terror, right?
Yep.
He takes attention away. He could take a whole defense and they could sink him in just off that play action, right? That was my first initial thing too. I said, well, play action is going to be hard to run. Mm-hmm. What are we going to do with that? You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
But those are and it was just a segment for initial raw emotions. I felt hurt. I felt mad. I'm like, why us? Why does it have to be the Titans? Why does this always have to happen? Something happens to us. We've already been bitten by the injury bug. And like, I think you said it a couple of shows ago where the Titans haven't had a significant injury where it puts us, somebody hasn't been put out for the whole season.
Right.
And it just happened to us, right?
Yep.
And it just happened to us. So those were my raw emotions. But we'll get into the next segment.
Yep.
And I'll let you take that away, Hawk.
Okay.
I got some things.
All right. So we are still in our therapy session, y'all. So Jacques, if you want to pull up some of the comments of how folks feel, man, we're in therapy right now. Let's see some of the comments we got in here, man, as far as how you all feel.
BG said, Bo G said, I cried. And
okay.
Bro, I'm with you. Hey, Damien, salute Damien. What's up? What's up? He said his heart sunk all the way to the ground. Mine did too.
Me too, dude.
Is it J. Con? I feel like we should have all stayed asleep this morning. I agree. 100%. I agree 100%. Al P said DH didn't take the lead, break down the post-game locker room. Hey, I agree. Right. Let me see. The sunken grave said, oh, hell yeah. Let me see. What we getting? Initial reactions, man. Yep. It's crazy, man. Hey, what about Rob said, hey, Hawk, you feeling good over there, bro?
Well, I don't know about feeling good right now, man. I'm actually, sombering myself, I guess, right?
So shout out to Ian, man. Hey, thank you for watching the show. He said we're down, but not out, fellas. And tighten up, and we got something up for that.
Tighten up.
We definitely got some.
And hit that like button, folks. Subscribe as well. You know what I'm saying? Hey, make sure to do that. Jeremiah Robinson. Yes, sir.
He said something that I think I'm going to miss the most is seeing the King just be spectacular.
Yep.
I think that's what I'm going to miss the most of this season. He was on pace to break records. He was on the pace to do something that has never been done. And you're not going to see the big stiff arms. You're not going to see the explosive runs. It's going to be kind of weird, man, to be there and not see that. Like, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Right. That's right.
That's weird, man. It's weird.
Right.
It's weird.
That's right. That's right. So, and we've had fans from other teams, on Twitter, reach out to us. I think it's pretty classy from folks. People were like, hey, man, like, say, shout out to Buffalo Fanatics. They were like, hey, Bills fans, don't try to talk bad about the Titans because of an injury. You never want to see somebody get hurt, especially a star player, because, if I play your team in the playoffs, I want your whole squad out there. I don't want you to be coming in. Your star players are hurt. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. So again, hit that like button. We appreciate the comments as well. We have 44 people in the chat currently. And the Sunken Grave said the O-line will be everything. We totally agree, man. The O-line is going to have to pass block well and run block well. It's a whole scheme change that we're going to have to do on offense. And hopefully the O-line, the right tackle position, in my opinion, is the concern. But I think everybody else should be in line, ready to go. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. So Jacques, question for you, man. All right. So I'm still feeling a certain way. I can't shake it. But at the same time, again, ain't nothing I can do about it. Everyone has to adjust and understand, where we are. We are 6-2. We are the number 1 seed in the AFC. So if there was ever a spot where we would fall down, this would be it right here, right?
Right.
And given the fact that we still have 6 to 10 weeks before he's even ready. So there's still maybe some time for him to come back. But let's just say he doesn't. And even just starting today, right now, November 1st, we're going into game 9. We're going to LA on SoFi Stadium against Jalen Ramsey, the Nashvilleian himself, and the LA Rams. How do we move going forward? We're going in this game and several games without the King. How do we move going forward? Those in the comment section, you put down that as well. We'll put your thoughts on the screen too.
So, they say to every problem there's a solution, right?
Yep.
And you always got to think in that matter. Hey, if I'm in a hole, how do I get out of this hole? Okay. Yep. By the way, not only just Jalen Ramsey, they got Von Miller too. So it's going to be a challenge, right?
Facts, no paper.
But I go back and I look what we did this past 2 weeks. Okay. Now I mentioned earlier, one thing that's going to be super missed is his presence.
Yep.
The threat of Derrick Henry. His presence is what's really going to be missed. But what I've seen for the past 2 weeks, and Rashad, you're right. No pun intended. Rashad Wright's right. Next man up. You did it. You won against Kansas City. That was a defensive effort. And touchdowns had to be thrown, right?
Yep.
Derrick Henry was only limited to, I think, 60-something yards, 69 yards in the Kansas City game. But Tannehill,
I think 80-something yards,
okay,
and 60-something yards against the Colts.
80-something yards, yes.
Yes.
What it showed me was Tannehill woke up, AJ's waking up, right? Like we said, we still got attention on the King. But Tannehill is showing me enough to be like, hey, just can't be me. It has to be a team effort. We just get as Titans fans, we're just lucky because we have Derrick Henry, right?
Facts.
I had to take it back to the time when we didn't have Derrick Henry. I said, what did we do when we didn't have Derrick Henry? When we had Mariota, Delaney Walker, Kendall Wright, right? Average teams, right?
Yep.
But we were still able to win some of those games. It's like, how are we winning these games, right? We had DeMarco Murray, who's not a Derrick Henry, okay? He's a good running back.
Yep.
But he's not a Derrick Henry. I said it's creativity, right? Opening up the playbook. And somebody said it earlier in the chat where they said they're excited to see the playbook, what the playbook's going to look like now since Derrick Henry's gone. I can't freaking find the comment. But hey, that was a hell of a point because what this is going to do is going to make Shane Bowen open up the playbook, right? You're going to go in more 3 wide receiver sets. You're going to go more 4 or 5 wide receivers. I mean, literally, you got to utilize your tight ends. You got to utilize everything. We got a taste of it when we seen Kansas City. Let's go to the Colts game, right? Derrick was hurt, okay? The Colts were excited. Oh, we stopped the king. We stopped the king. Well, you forgot to stop A.J. Brown. You forgot to stop Tannehill, right? Even though Tannehill, okay, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. They forgot to stop A.J. Brown. They forgot they Nick Keenan Westbrook got caught a touchdown, right?
That's right. Yes, sir.
This is the thing of how you have to win. And I've been saying this for a couple of years now. The king is our bread and butter, right?
Yep.
But it's also everybody else has to step up because this was going to happen one day. The king was going to go down one day. Well, we prepared for it, right?
Right.
To bring in AP, and I was curious the whole day. I told Big Mike, and shout out to Big Mike. I told Mike, I said, let's give it a couple of hours to see who we bring in, right? Let's see who can bring in a scheme fit, right? Yeah, we brought in Mr. AP, Adrian Peterson, right? Now he's 36 years old. I know Stephen A. Smith and what's his name? Stephen A. Smith is not giving us a shot. He said our season is over. He said our season is done, right? Because everybody thinks that we run through Derrick Henry, okay? But they forgetting about everybody else. Julio, okay? Julio, I'm talking to you, bro. I don't know if you watch the show, but if you do, it's time to wake up. It's time to step up. We need you, okay?
Yep.
If at any time now, we need you now, okay? I honestly think the Titans are going to still run the same offensive scheme. It's crazy to sound, and crazy as hell to say this, but I feel like they're still going to do it. And I think it might be a little bit better because they're not going to have teams stacking the box, right? So it makes teams have to be honest. Now, if you got Deontay Foreman out there running the ball, we ran pretty hard, and when he was out there running last year, or was it last year or was it the year before?
2 years ago, actually.
2 years ago, okay.
Yeah.
When he was out there running for the king, like you said, Hawk, he was running like a madman. He was running just like the king.
He was. He looked like Derrick Henry out there.
5 yards here, 6 yards here. And I'm like, what's going on with Deontay Foreman?
Right.
Right? So if you can get that same inkling out of AP, and I don't need you to beat Derrick Henry. I just need you to 5 yards here, 10 yards here, 4 yards here. Also with AP, he can catch out the backfield better than Derrick. That's what he made his bread and butter on too. He can catch as well. So you utilize him as a weapon. Then you got to go by a running back by committee. I've heard people say Mekhi Sargent. I like Mekhi Sargent. I like his toughness, right? But I don't think the Titans believe in Mekhi Sargent enough to bring him onto the active roster. He probably doesn't have no choice now because we need running backs, right? But in the same breath, hey, it's going to be running back by committee. You're going to have to get creative on the offense. You're just going to have to be creative. And then ultimately, it's going to have to be on Tannehill. Tannehill's going to have to step up some more. Now, I can take the good with the bad like it was Sunday, right? He threw as they call it, a pep rally. He threw into a pep rally, right? And Vrabel calls it. It's an egregious, interception. That was bad, right?
Terrible.
It was super terrible. And then I think the second interception, it was terrible as well. It was a bad read. Luckily, we got it back. But I can take the good with the bad because he seems to make up for the bad. And he made up with 3 touchdowns, right?
Yep.
So solutions, man, I just think if you continue to run your scheme and don't get away from it, you might have to pass a little bit more. So we need people like NWI to keep doing what he's doing. Josh Reynolds, bro, you're going to have to step up, dog, because we're going to need you, right? Chester Rogers, Marcus Johnson. When AJ's getting double teamed, we need you, okay? Shane Bowen, you're going to have to get creative. And this is going to be a huge test Sunday when we play the Rams. We're going to see. You know what I mean? So that's for me. And I'm sorry I'm long-winded, bro, but we got to talk about this. What about you, Hawk?
So this is how I think we need to do going forward. RBBC. RBBC. That's running back by committee, okay? Now, someone had asked a question. What's up, Kenyon Flowers? What's good, bro? What's happening? Brian Hill, he got hurt in the preseason's out for the season. And he was a pretty good back. You know what I'm saying? And yes, LP, I totally agree. Bring Deontay Foreman back. Here is my only concern about Deontay Foreman. And Jacques knows I was a big fan of Deontay Foreman on the field. It was unbelievable. I'm going to tell you guys are real Titans fans, okay? For real. The fact that y'all know about Deontay and how well he did 2 years ago.
Right.
He hasn't played since then. Okay? He's been on some other teams that got cut. So I don't know what type of shape he's in or not. I'm not sure it'll be the same guy that we had 2 years ago. We shall see or whatever. But, we do have Adrian Peterson. I am surprised we didn't trade for a running back. And I say that to say that we have some disgruntled backup running backs that are out there, okay? And, maybe looking to trade maybe a 6th round or 7th round pick. And I know people might be hesitant to trade draft picks. I get that, right? But I would say this too. You got Ronald Jones out there for the Tampa Bay Bucks. He's ready to go, right? He's not being treated right there in Tampa. You got Rashad Penny, the former Seahawk. He's out there. He's available. You know what guy I really want, man? The trade deadline's tomorrow, so it's probably not going to happen. And that's the guy for the Indianapolis Colts, Marlon Mack. Y'all know that guy? Marlon Mack. There's 3 running backs in Indianapolis: Nyheim Hines and Jonathan Taylor and Marlon Mack. Marlon Mack got hurt. They drafted Jonathan Taylor. They said, Marlon Mack, take you a seat, sir. And that's a guy that I would like, maybe to give a chance. I keep hearing Melvin Gordon is disgruntled in his situation there in Denver. You do have Phillip Lindsay in Houston. I mean, there are running backs out there that we can make a trade for. So I'm good with AP. The decision has to be made now because the trade deadline's tomorrow. I would like to not only have AP, which we already have, I would like to bring somebody else in too. Compete, man. We need a running back by committee, okay? Mekhi Sargent is out there, and, of course, Jeremy McNichols will be our starting running back. When it comes to, the passing game with Jeremy McNichols, he's amazing, okay? The screen game, he's amazing. And no, this is going to sound insane. When it comes to even pass blocking, he's better than Derrick Henry in that regard. Jeremy McNichols is, right? So Jeremy McNichols is going to get the load early, and then with a combination of Adrian Peterson. But how I feel going forward, the defenses are not going to stack the box. If you watched the Bills game and the Colts game, they literally had 9 players in the box on 80% of the defenses. 9. You never see that in an NFL game. And what happened on play action? AJ Brown was wide open, right? Michael Pruitt, Ferguson, those guys, everybody was open, or they was in a one-on-one situation. I like my chances with AJ Brown versus any DB one-on-one. What AJ now is going to see, he's going to see a double maybe triple team, right? Now, when Julio comes back, maybe that can sort of help to spread that out or whatever, where it won't be so much pressure on AJ Brown. But it's going to be on Todd Downing, and somebody made that comment, and it's going to be on AJ Brown and Ryan Tannehill. The offensive line, they are who they are. But other players are going to have to really step up for that production that we're going to miss from Derrick Henry. Yes, we ran Derrick Henry a lot. And like you stated, Jacques, eventually you're going to get hurt. That's football is a game from start to finish, and the finish line is your injury. And and you get over that, you still can start over and keep going, but how bad is the injury? And so with him, the good thing is, again, he could come back from this. I'm hoping he's the same. But, I think right now going forward for the season, Ryan Tannehill is going to have to really earn his money. He got his paper. He's going to have to step up. You know what I'm saying? Darrington Evans is injured. He's out for the season. That's the guy we drafted. He's no longer here because he's hurt. So other players are going to have to really step up. So I got to give a shout out to that boy, Danko Hawkins. What up, Danko? Appreciate the super chat, bro. Appreciate that, man. He said that boy Fletcher Cox, secondary immediately. Yes, get as much people as we can before the trading deadline to sort of supplement the loss of Derrick Henry. So that's how I feel about it.
And shout out to Raven 70. Hey, appreciate you, bro. Hey, we know y'all know. Yes. Y'all both, we know y'all know, man. So hey, appreciate the love, dog.
Yep.
We appreciate it, bro. Like straight up.
Yep.
Let's get to some of these supers. Hey, Danko, like you said, salute, my brother. Salute.
Yes, sir.
I know LP said, what about they not gonna let Pollard go. Pollard.
Boy, they brought Pollard here to the Titans, boy. I'm telling you.
Hey. Jacob said, what about Eddie George? So Eddie George is my old alma mater at TSU, man, out there coaching his butt off, man. So
they're 5-3 right now. Good job, Tennessee State.
Good job, man. So I know Derek is interesting. He said, to be honest, I think we should trade for Fletcher Cox. If we give Harold Landry and Bud Dupree more opportunities in the pass rush, and his contract is too expensive, I think, though. I agree.
Hey, Derek Brown and Danko, I agree. Because I know this is going to sound crazy, but though that's on defense, it still helps us out. You know what I'm saying? We need to supplement that production. We got to find it somewhere. TSU. All right. Hey, it was homecoming weekend this weekend as well here in Nashville. Folks, Nashville was on fire. There was a big hockey game here too. The North Dakota State versus Penn State. The city was
Yeah, it was flaming. Hey, shout out to old TSU, my old alma mater, man. So shout out to Eddie and them. They doing their thing. So You see, Jeremiah says, if we can win without Derrick Henry, then we earn the number one. I agree.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Absolutely. But listen, y'all, I'm being optimistic. At the same time, I have to be realistic, y'all. It's going to be a challenge, y'all. Don't think it's not going to be. This is not going to be easy.
And I have a caveat to that, Hawk. It's already been a challenge, dog. It's been a challenge since
we haven't had this challenge, y'all. We have not had this challenge, bro.
Hey, let me say this. Oh, man, here we go. Before I start, here we go.
FAMU.
Oh man, come on now. Hey, shout out to FAMU.
FAMU.
Shout out to HBCUs, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna say this, Hawk. And it's gonna be a challenge no matter what. Not just for the Titans. I think this is for the whole league. Okay, the whole league has suffered major injuries. Every team has had some premier player that's hurt in some type of way, form, or fashion. But in that locker room, how you're feeling, Hawk, they're not feeling like that. In this locker room, and this is why I like this locker. This is why I love this locker room. This is why I love Mike Vrabel gets on my nerves from time to time, but he knows how to get them men ready for battle, right? We're still going to be competitive. And I hope nobody thinks that we're going to fall off on the wayside. Win or lose, the Titans are going to always be in it. We were in it Sunday, and that was a hell of a game. And that was a battle that I was like, I said, let's see what we can do without the king. And we got a taste of it without the king, minus the point where he garners that attention. But the Colts played them so well, the Colts were like, you know what? We got him. What I wanted to see was what Tannehill can do. I said, can Tannehill take this team and get them over the next level, get them over the hump? We're going to need you, bro, when it comes to these playoffs. We're going to need you to get us to the Super Bowl. The ultimate goal is to get to the Super Bowl. I get what you're saying, Hawk. The optimistic, I'm feeling the same way, but at the same time, I'm a problem solver too, and I got to look at it this way. Yes, the king is down, but somebody said in the comment section, next man up. And we got to all have that mentality, that next man up. And the next man up is going to have to be the next man up. And Todd Downing is going to have to really, 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 really get creative. And it sucks because and I ain't going to say we ran them to the ground. I can't say that we ran him to the ground, but Mike Vrabel did mention they were going to rest him. I don't know if y'all heard this in his presser. They were going to rest him the Saints game. They were going to rest him after this game. They were going to rest him. And all he had to do was just stay. All he had to do was just stay healthy. Let me ask everybody this, and then we'll get to the next segment. I know it was a must-win game for the Colts, but how would you have felt, Hawk, if we would have just set the king this Sunday? And I know we needed him. I know we needed
or the Rams game.
No, the Colts game. I know
I wouldn't have. Yeah, I wouldn't have set him for the Colts game, but I may mention that we would have set him in the Rams game. You know what I'm saying? Because it is an NFC game. Matter of fact, I would go to say it even rest Ryan Tannehill this game. As crazy as that might sound.
Did you see how he hit his head?
Exactly. Because it's not to say no games are important, because all games are important. But right now, football is a game of attrition.
Right.
It's about focusing on going through this stretch, because here's the thing: the Titans have positioned themselves to do those things. Because again, we're 6-2. We have a 4-game lead on the Colts.
Yeah, 3-game. I think it's 3-game.
Okay, so so you look at that. I'm echoing too, Jacques, on your computer, I think too. But
can you hear me?
Yeah, I know. I think I can hear my voice. I think.
Okay, no, I can't hear you. You
okay? Good. Okay, but I think too, like when you look at the offense, saying going into the playoffs now, you know what I'm saying, you want as many players as you can, especially the fact that Derrick Henry is out. You know what I'm saying? So right now we are in a good position.
Right.
If we lost an NFC game and not lose players, I'm fine with that. When it comes to the Colts, we had to play Derrick Henry. We had to put our folks out there. And so, so speaking about like the optimism piece on it or whatever, my stance is more of course, it's next man up. You don't have a choice,
right?
Or you just quit the football team, right? The team just don't suit up. So of course, it's next man up, and everybody's mindset has to be, I'm ready at all times, because you always have to think of anybody can be hurt that's in front of me, right? Anybody can. What I'm saying is that can we expect the Titans to keep winning as many games as we can without Derrick Henry? My expectation for the Titans this season was the Super Bowl. That was the expectation. And the expectation was correct going into, for where we are right now. We're the number one team in the AFC. And there's going to be times where we're going to miss Derrick Henry. I don't think that's a debate. You know what I'm saying? So here's the thing. I just think more than anything now, it's a matter of, can other players step up, right? Can Ryan Tannehill make those throws and not make silly throws that he does sometimes? We can't afford those mistakes. We can't now because we can control the clock by running the football. Every game we've been in, we've had the time of possession, okay? Every single game. That dynamic might change where Ryan Tannehill might have to throw 40 times in the game. You know what I'm saying? Really based on how our run game is. AP surprisingly had a pretty good season last year rushing the football. He had 600-some yards rushing, 6 or 7 touchdowns last year. So he played pretty well. Now, he hadn't played. Now, he's been in the offseason, but he stays in shape. So I think AP will have some productivity, and other running backs will too. Right. You just hope that the 150 yards that Derrick Henry would get, we can get that from a committee standpoint, right? And you know, they won't stack the box as much. And so we can maybe pass the ball and things like that. But AJ's got to step up too. It'd be time for him to be wide receiver number 1 right now. Right.
So Tommy Dixon, and I love this comment. He said, I feel like they're going to play their heart. And you know what? I think that, you know, that this team plays good against adversity. They play good against when their back's against the wall. So this is just more added fuel to them to play against the backs against the wall. They thrive in this. So I just think with them thriving in this, I think it just gives them. And Frank says, but if he got injured in the Chiefs, it wouldn't have mattered. The Colts game was needed, but I would have rested him with the Rams and Saints. And I agree. It was just a question, but I'm just saying this happens in football, people, and it's next man up. So we'll get to the next segment. So Hawk, with all this being said,
yes,
simple question: does this impact our playoff chances?
So
are we not going to the playoffs?
So we are going to go to the playoffs because, again, I think we have positioned ourselves to be in a perfect spot, right, based on where we are right now. We'd have to have a complete fall for us not to make the playoffs. The Colts, I don't know, fans, if you all seen their schedule. Boy, their schedule is killer for the next several games. They play the Rams. They play who?
The Jets Thursday night, and that ain't guaranteed.
That's not a guarantee. I think I've seen their schedule.
Let me pull it up real quick. Hold on.
Okay.
You just keep talking. I got you.
Okay. So the Colts, the games they have coming up, I know they play the Steelers. I know that. I even want to say they play the Ravens this year, or check.
They already played the Ravens. So let me see.
Okay.
They play the Buccaneers. Jesus Christ. Okay.
They play the Bills.
Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
They play the Jets, the Jags, the Bills, the Buccaneers, the Patriots, the Cardinals, and the Raiders. Oh my God.
That's 6 losses.
Oh my God.
That's 6 losses max, 5 losses minimum. Okay? So that helps us. Jeez. And we've already swept them. So when you look at Houston and Jacksonville, we got to play Jacksonville one more time and Houston twice. Even if we won 2 out of 3, even 1 out of 3, we're going to still make the playoffs. So I think we'll make the playoffs, yes. But I think, again, the impact will be one of 2 things. Who do we play and where do we play? Okay. The how piece, too, is, how do we play going forward? Because we're going to be a different offensive team. Our defense has been stepping up. That's what I've been more the proudest of. Kevin Byard out there playing prop. Kevin Byard's playing the best. He's the best safety in the league right now. Please debate that. Throw it in Kevin Byard's direction if you want to in the middle. It's going to be an intercept. He don't knock balls now. He catches the interceptions, right? Jeffrey Simmons is playing out of his mind. Shout out to Jeffrey Simmons too, man. I ran into Jeffrey Simmons Friday night, man, out and about. Big old dude, man. Hey, man, he balled out like he always does. Bud Dupree's out there balling. You know what I'm saying? Of course, Harold Landry's killing. Defense they really are stepping up. Elijah Molden's even picking up his play too. But I think on offense for us, how do we play, right? If Ryan Tannehill is efficient, if A.J. Brown is efficient and those guys, we can win more games than we think. But in the playoffs, it's basically who do we play, right? Who do we play? What defense do we play? You look at the AFC, in my opinion, I think the AFC is not that strong. It's not like the NFC. The NFC has like 5 teams with 1 loss, right? Man. 5. So when you look at let me go back to the playoff picture right now. If the playoffs started today. So again, the Titans are the number 1 seed. If the playoffs started today, we'd have a bye. You have the Raiders, not scared of the Raiders. You got the Ravens. I think the Ravens could pose a threat, but I'm not scared of their defense. Buffalo, we've beaten them. I know we've had Derrick Henry. I think that'll be a challenge. I think Buffalo would be a challenge. Cincinnati, offensively will be a challenge. Defensively, they've gotten better. I still think we can hang with them. Pittsburgh, you never know what you're going to get out of them. They're beatable, even without Derrick Henry. I think the Chargers are going to start to slide a little bit. I think they've gotten figured out. I think Cincinnati's been figured out too. So it's still opportunities for us to win games. But if we run into Buffalo, even Baltimore, I think that's going to give us a challenge because we don't have Derrick Henry. The hope is that he will be there in the playoffs. Let him rest, heal him up. Playoff one game comes through, put Derrick Henry on the field, man, and hopefully he can run through and make it happen, man. So that's where I'm at on that. What about for you, Jacques?
Yes, we're making the playoffs. And yes, we're going to win more games. And shout out to Mari. I like this comment because they say when we win in this game, we win in this game. I know this might sound weird, but I believe the Titans shouldn't remove their identity and keep running the ball. Mike Vrabel has already stated that in that presser, and this is why I like watching his press conferences because I want to see. He's a stubborn dude, okay? He's super stubborn. He doesn't shy away from what he's used to doing. And I feel like that's what's going to continue to happen. We're going to continue to run the ball. It's going to feel weird, yes, but we're going to continue to run the ball. Yes, we're making the playoffs. We just lost a piece of Derrick Henry. And somebody said it earlier, and I pinned that comment, where they said that this team is going to play with a grit and a chip on their shoulder. And the key word that you just said, Hawk, defense, right? What gets you to Super Bowls? What ultimately helped the Tampa Bay Buccaneers win that Super Bowl last year? You was all on it. Yeah. You was all on it. Their defense. Their defense. Who ultimately helped us, almost lost us the game, and ultimately won us the game Sunday was the defense. That hot fire dude right now, Kevin Byard, right? The MTSU product, your alumni, right?
Exactly.
The mayor of Murfreesboro.
Exactly.
Okay. On defense, what the Titans have been doing is they've been showing you, hey, we're able to keep up with the best. We're able to get pressure with 4, right? And somebody said earlier, pay Harold Landry. We got to figure out how to pay Harold. He got to be paid. Right. I don't think we don't have enough to pay him.
Every sack he's making money on every sack he makes, man.
He's at 8 sacks, 8.5. He's at 18 mil right now, okay?
Exactly.
18 mil, okay? He keep going up. He's going to outprice himself at the Titans. Fulton's back. The defense has been playing lights out. Now, if this was last year, our season is done, okay? Without Derrick Henry, we're done because our defense was so trash last year, okay? But this year, we're lucky enough to have a defense that can get pressure. The interception that Carson Wentz, we're going to talk about him in a minute. Mm-hmm. That was the stupidest thing I think I've seen, where he threw that ball. But it came from the pressure. The pressure that got to him on the outside and then the inside, right?
Yep.
If the Titans can keep this up and, like you said, stay healthy on defense, we'll be fine. Because, ironically, most of our injuries this year have come from our offensive line and our offense, right? Mm-hmm. Julio's hurt. Offensive line is banged up. Now Derrick Henry's down, right? AJ was hurting it early in the season. But defensively, we've had consistently stayed healthy on defense. Minus Christian Fulton. Minus your cornerbacks, Byard has been efficient. Amani went down, next man up. We're deep on the defense. So if the defense can play at this level and continue to play at this level, it's going to be hard for teams, man. It's going to be hard. And then let's look at it this way, too. We don't know what those other teams are going to look like when we play them as well, right?
Yep.
We got injury. We're a limp dog, right? Look what happened to the Saints. Jameis Winston is done for the season. That hurts them. Do you think they feel the same way? No, next man up. And you see what they did. They ultimately beat the Bucs, right? Because of that defense. Mm-hmm. Defense wins championships, man. Defense wins championships. So when I look at the offense, I don't think they're going to shy away from their identity. I think they're going to keep running the ball, which is weirdly to say. They might throw a little bit more, but what happens is it tricks defenses because if I'm a defense, I ain't got to stack the box no more. Oh, we good. Derrick Henry ain't here. All of a sudden, here, AP, he goes for 5 yards. You're like, okay, what's going on, right? Then you get, like you said, running back by committee. Next running back gets in there. They're not stacking the box. Go ahead, screen. McNichols is gone, right? It opens up to something where it's almost sneakily where we should want this on offense because you don't want your team. You don't want teams to stack the box all the time because that tells me that if we stop Derrick Henry, we stop you. You're one-dimensional at that point, right?
Right.
Which ultimately hurt us last year because when Corey Davis went down, it was a wrap. But this year you have firepower. You know what I'm saying? Yep. And the sucky part about it, like you said earlier, the offensive line is what the offensive line is. They are who they are, dog. And we need them to block. But hopefully with those defenses not stacking the box, it relieves some of that pressure off the offensive line where they can get those one-on-one opportunities and they good to go. So I just think, yes, we're making the playoffs. Yes, we're going to win some more games. Super Bowl, I don't know about Super Bowl, but it all depends. But that's for me. Yes, we're making the playoffs. Oh, yes. Hell yeah. Man. Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, we're making playoffs.
Yeah. Your schedule's too simple. You're competitive. You're competing at a level. Your defense is competing at a level that's outrageously crazy. Yep. It reminds me of the times when we had those defenses when we had Mariota, right?
Mm-hmm.
Titans had decent defenses, right? But we could never get our offense going. And we were winning by the skin of our teeth. It's like, okay, we got a better offense. Tannehill's way better than Marcus, right? So, yes, we're making the playoffs. We'll be fine. So,
okay. Cool. So I'll ask one more question, and then we're gonna do a fire take, you know what I'm saying, for the questions there in the comments. Good. It's a great comment by Anthony Hayes. I've been looking at doctors that work on feet, and they said that the Jones break is hard to heal because of the lack of blood flow in that bone. I've heard the same too. And so that kind of caveats it to my next question. That's just a great question. So simple question on this one, man, because I'm wondering what you're gonna think about this as well. Will Derrick Henry be ready in the playoffs? When playoffs start, will Derrick Henry be there?
No. Yeah. No. And that sucks to say. Yeah. Maybe the second playoff game, but you're not going to get 100% Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
You're going to get maybe a 75% Derrick Henry.
Okay.
You're not going to get the same Derrick Henry because I've, like you said, been doing research. It takes time for that particular injury to heal.
Yep.
And then once he rehabs. Now, Derrick Henry's a beast. He's not human. So 10 weeks to him might be 6 weeks and he heals and he's back on it. It really has, for me, it has to be if he can hit that 6 week window. And if I hear Derrick Henry's jogging, he's cutting, he's putting pressure on it, he's this, and then that 7 weeks come, then I'll say, yes, he's ready. But I wouldn't beat him up. I wouldn't run him 135 times of that for that game because of that. And that's how we like to run, especially in the playoffs. We're going to have to run like that, right?
Right.
So you can't, him coming off an injury like that, especially with his foot. Nah, man, that's just being real. That's just being real. What about you?
Hey, y'all make sure to hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe to the channel as well, too, y'all.
Yes,
we're pushing 2,000 subscribers. Hit that subscribe button. So for me, Jacques, I looked at this, man. Okay, I saw this and I was like, a Jones fracture is a fracture of the bone of the pinky toe side of the foot. You know, that's your cut foot. That's like your breaks, right? The fifth metatarsal bone. This fracture can happen when you increase your training, increase pressure on your foot from gaining weight, or run on uneven surfaces. Now, the Indianapolis Colts surface was terrible.
Terrible.
Yeah, terrible.
Horrible.
Terrible. Y'all see the linebacker that got the interception off Ryan Tannehill? His knee literally died on the play. He ran, he just fell out, right? Derrick Henry got hurt, Ryan Tannehill got hurt, and a lot of it looked like a lot of field injuries, right? So
sabotage.
Right. So I think, man, I don't think Derrick Henry, and I hate saying this, but I have to be a realist here. I don't think Derrick Henry will be ready for the playoffs, and I hope I'm wrong. Okay,
Me too.
I hope I'm wrong. Because here's the thing: I'm not a doctor, nor am I Derrick Henry's fifth metatarsal bone in his foot. It's going to react to however it is, right? Derrick Henry just had a commercial of him drinking a whole gallon of milk, so I'm sure his bones are stronger than mine and yours too, right?
They're running through Walmart.
Exactly. Yes, I did. So I just think, man, the injury is too deep in the season. Right. He's a running back, okay? And you need all your bones ready to run, right? And I think that if anything, I don't think he'll be ready, y'all. I just don't. And if he is ready, like you said, Jacques, I agree with you. Maybe even that second week, he might not be ready. Then if we, for some reason, make the AFC Championship game or something, he's ready. Oh my God, right?
Yes.
Man, that'd be crazy.
That's the timetable I'm looking for. Keep going, Hawk. My bad.
Yeah, no, that's okay. That's okay. But I don't think that I don't think he'll be ready. I don't. I think the injury is he has to have surgery. So this isn't anything he's just gonna put on a boot and let it heal on his own. They literally got to open up his foot. They got to put a screw in his foot to attach the metatarsal bones together. It's cracked. Right. And so and Derek Brown, great point. Yes, he's never had a major injury. So maybe his body will heal quicker. Hopefully that is the case. Hopefully he has that TO syndrome, so where you stay healthy, you stay strong, you eat right, and hopefully, that'll be the case. So
he need to drink Pedialyte.
Yeah, something, man, something.
And Anthony Hayes is right. If it's and you're not talking crazy. If it's the Super Bowl, if he's ready for, and like you said, Hog, if it's the AFC Championship, strap on your big boy pants because you have a pissed off, healthy, fresh Derrick Henry.
That's right.
Woo.
Yep. But I'm gonna tell y'all, it is gonna be a challenge. I don't know. We'll see. It's gonna be a challenge. We will make the playoffs, but it's gonna be a challenge. We just lost the best player in the NFL, and we got to adjust. So, all right. So we're gonna take our hot take questions, okay, from all of you there. That's a good question, Tommy Dixon. Hot take questions. We'll answer your questions. We'll make it real quick. We want to get as many questions as we can in, man. So Tommy Dixon asks, what about Cordarrelle Patterson? Would you trade for him? Jacques, would you?
I would. Okay. He's a gadget player. He's like a running back / wide receiver. He can do it all. He's like Tyson Hill from the Saints. So yes, I would. Okay.
My boy Brett said this, man. I got to give him a shout out. He was thinking maybe A.J. Brown would be kind of like a Cordarrelle Patterson.
Yep.
That's kind of interesting. But A.J. Brown has too many injuries, so I wouldn't want to put him in that spot. Right. All right. What else we got?
Let me see.
Let's not lose Max DeBoard. Let's not lose our identity and play offense. Okay. I got you.
So it says expectations
for AP. So that's hard for me to answer now because I don't know what type of shape he's in, but historically he's always been in shape, right? And again, he had 600 yards last year in limited time. My expectations over these next few games, AP gets maybe 55 to 60 yards a game, maybe a touchdown here. You know what I'm saying? Maybe every game or so. I think he'll provide that. Again, it's RRBC, running back. Did I say that right? RBBC, running back by committee. Yeah. So I think it's going to be him, Mekhi Sargent, Jeremy McNichols. It's going to be a combination, and I'm fine with that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What we got next? Oh, go ahead.
So for expectations for me, I'll put it up a little bit more. I think he'll get about 70 yards, maybe 15 to 20 carries because they still have their identity. They're not going to shy away from their identity. They're a running team, dog, so they're not going to shy away from it. So I feel like in he was coming in for a workout. He worked out for them, and they signed him immediately. So that tells me that he's in shape.
Man, that's the quickest I've ever seen, dude. He came in here and got signed immediately
because he's in shape.
Prior preparation prevents poor performance, man.
They compare Derrick Henry to him, okay? Yeah. And remember, he had an ACL tear. So, yeah, he'll be good. So, LP says, do you two expect John Robinson to make a trade for anything tomorrow?
Y'all ready for this answer? No, I don't think so. On the other side of it, I think he should trade. I think he should make a trade. But I don't think he will. What do you think he will, Jacques?
I'm 50-50. I'm like you. I'm like, no, but I also feel like I think he'll bring in a running back. It's the weirdest thing. It would to still you said Marlon Mack, right? From the Colts?
Yes, that's who I would love to bring in, man.
Steal him from a divisional opponent, I don't think they would be dope. But John Robinson is known for making trades. So I think he's on the phone now trying to figure out his angle. But to bring in AP, I don't think he's done. So right now I'm 50-50. I feel like yes, and I feel like no. So right now I can't say. Yeah. But and I know Jeremiah. I know he ain't
trading. I got you, man.
I know.
At least we don't have to. At least we don't play the Colts anymore. I mean, they're in our division. I get that.
Right. He said AP 12. I agree with if you're not stacking the box in the way I've seen him run when he was with Detroit. I said he still got some gas in the tank.
He does.
He just ain't no every down back.
No, no, not at 36 years old.
We need Fuller, Cooks, or Snead cheap options.
So we need. So Jakeon is saying we need some receiver help. That's not a bad dog.
I've heard that. You load up on weapons. Load up on weapons. You load up on speed. Load up on weapons because
that's a hot take, bro.
Hey, what you're doing is the Titans are an old school football team. Now, what you get more options, you're propelling yourself into the new school, which is the Josh Allens, the Lamar Jacksons, the Aaron Rodgers, that slang it around the yard. And then you ask Tannehill at that point, you the guy, you got plenty of weapons. If the offensive line can block, you're good. And I feel like they blocked pretty well until up to the end. So Mike Vrabel, how you doing, Michael Vrabel?
So Mike Vrabel, I totally agree with that. When you look at Ferkser, Michael Pruitt, Jeff Swaim, Swaim had a good game. Every game, one of the tight ends sort of step up, but you don't live and die with that because now you don't have Derrick Henry, right? Exactly. So now you don't have where they're running down the field wide open because everybody is sucking in to try to tackle Derrick Henry. Mm-hmm. If we had a trade on offense besides a running back. We need a tight end, and their tight ends
Evan
out there.
Ingram.
Right, Evan Ingram, exactly. OJ Howard, Derrick Henry's best friend. They're out there.
We were in talks to trade for Evan Ingram. It died down. John called him. John knows it. See, that's the thing. John knows. It's what you're trading for, what you're getting for out of it, what you're getting. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So Mississippi City guy says, do we stay top 5 in rushing? No.
Nope.
Let's go. Let me say this. You be top 10 because you're not going to divert from the run game. And I'm going to say this too. Tannehill's going to do a lot more running too.
Gotcha. Yeah.
He did.
He's going to have to. We got a super chat, Jacques.
Hey.
Chad Bagley.
Appreciate the super chat, brother.
Super chat. Good deal. Chad Bagley. He says all day is going to eat. Don't at me. Okay.
Hey,
I got you, man.
Hey,
appreciate the super chat, Chad Bagley. Thank you kindly.
Hey, I'm with him. I feel like AP is going to eat. I really do. People trying to count him out. I honestly think he'll be okay. I think he will really be okay. Jeremiah says we sign.
I heard they just upped him onto the roster like today
because they got injuries.
Exactly.
They got injuries.
The answer, Jeremy's rants, yes.
Yeah,
if he's available, yes. We need help. We need another running back.
Austin says, could we use another O-line also? I wouldn't pass it. I wouldn't be opposed. Get your right tackle. Trade for a premier right tackle. Trade for him. Go ahead.
Right tackle so shaky right now, man. Absolutely. Absolutely, Austin.
Go ahead. Hey.
Great fire questions, y'all.
DJ Spiffy boy Danny says, be back, Chris Johnson.
Man, Chris Johnson's built like me right now, man.
Oh, man. Hey, Derek, you're right. They are in a dog fight with the Giants. They tied 17-17. I seen that. Good
luck, Kansas City. That's all I'm saying. I would trade for Allen Robinson.
Any weapons
that would be tough though, y'all.
That the contract?
Yeah, because it would the Bears would ask for a lot for Allen Robinson. They wouldn't ask nothing less than a second round pick. Are we willing to do that?
We already gave him a second round pick for Julio.
Exactly. It'd be nice, but I think we had to put up a pretty penny for that.
Hey, Marie trying to audition. Okay. He said, put me in there. I run a 8.
I got you, man. I got you.
How difficult is it to learn the playbook and in the less than you know what? Okay, let me say this. It's the terminology, right? And Hawk, you played, I played.
Yep.
When you're going into a new situation, it's a cover 2 might be, say if I'm with my old team, it might be black or green, right?
Yep.
Cover 2 with my new team might be white, might be yellow. Then the communication piece. This is coming from a DB perspective. Coming from a running back's perspective, think about it. AP has to learn the blocking assignments because remember, that's part of his job too, is blocking. Yep. So he has to get up to speed. I think it's just terminology with him, and he's a veteran. I think he'll come in, pick it up fairly quickly, and he'll be fine. What about you, Hawk?
So I think so too. And, when you look at it as well too, when you look at, how things can change. And I mean, you brought up the best point here. I think they'll adapt to that as well too. I mean, they got even speakers in their headphones. I mean, the coach might say, man, run right to the right tackle. You're good. You know what I'm saying? I think the play calling piece for the running back will be fine because I don't think the pressure's going to be on AP the whole game. So I think he'll catch on pretty well. He did well with the Redskins, the Lions, everywhere he's been, he's done well.
Right, and I think, and we'll get to this question. And I also think they're not gonna put the workload on him right away. Right, they're gonna ease him in there. So, Jeremy Ray says,
"No." McNichol started at number 30, and AP wore 23 or so with the Cardinals. He wore 26, I think, with the Redskins or the football team. So
he got 28 back when he got with Detroit.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So. Rashad Rice, can we get a CB? I would love to bring in another cornerback.
Me too, man. Me too.
Hey, now this is interesting. Let's get about it, Jay. You know what? Refrigerator Perry.
Yeah. You
get creative. Put him in there in fullback or something. Did you see the Cowboys game last night?
I did.
Did you see the formations that they had? That they were running with the 2 linemen. And they had the running back, and then they had the 2 linemen. Almost as 2 fullbacks.
Okay, no, I missed that.
That's what I'm saying. Some of those creativity.
I would like to bring Pollard. I'll tell you that from the Cowboys.
Hey, they ain't gonna give him up.
Bring him on through, bro.
You know they ain't gonna give him up. Woo. He balling, bro. They ain't gonna give him up. Hey, appreciate that, bro. Hey, Thank you
for
the support.
Thank you, man.
Thank everybody for watching the stream, man. We really appreciate it. We definitely appreciate it. But yeah, bro, Todd Down is gonna get creative. Did you see what AJ tried to do? Was trying to throw the ball.
Yep, I did. The
play didn't develop though, but okay,
that's right.
Would you trade for running backs for Minnesota, the backup? So I guess you said Minnesota's backup running back.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think Dalvin Cook's backup. Tommy Dixon, let us know who the backup is. I'm drawing a short memory here on that as far as this backup.
You know who I would trade for? The kid that was with the Cleveland Browns. He's the third back.
The guy that's doing well now, right? Yes. Johnson. Yes. Johnson.
You could trade a 4th round pick for him. I'll trade a 4th round pick for him.
I got you, man. I got you.
Hey, so Danko says hello and thanks. Tighten up, fellas. Jock and Hawk, have faith in the process. Hey, you know what? You right. Trust the process. You damn right. Trust the process. I trust the process. I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. Yep. Rashad, we can't bring him back. I wish we could, but we can't. And he's not really doing nothing with the Patriots.
Right.
He's not. He's wasting. You know what I mean?
Yep. He's not playing to his contract right now, man. That's a good thought. Good thought. I'd put Jonnu Smith at running back probably, but he's not. Yeah.
Man.
So let's see. Yeah, Hank said, hang in there. I see. I got you, man. Hey, man. You're right. So we all have a positive. I don't think anyone on here is saying that the Titans about to lose every game and we're not making the playoffs. I think we feel that we know for a fact we're making the playoffs. And one, because we put ourselves in that position. So shout out to the Titans. Shout out to Mike Vrabel, man. Shout out to the offense and the defense as well, too. Mike Vrabel has done a genius job in his coaching. I mean, I felt like most of the games that we've played, we have outcoached the other team, even against the Colts, right? Certain timeouts, certain spots. We've done an incredible job in that regard. So, and when you think of the coach, Jock, right? When you think of coaching, you and I talked about this. I think the only offensive play call that was working for the Colts was pass interference, man. That's all they were doing.
Can I rant real quick?
The whole freaking game, dude.
Can I rant real quick?
Go ahead, man.
Let me go like a pit bull, bro. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
First of all, Colts fans, anybody, Colts, I'm calling you out, okay? You can't keep living your life like that, okay? You can't keep living your life like that. You can't, because you're going to come up on a defense that's going to pick them balls off. Carson Wentz, every time you turn around, boom, and the ball hung in the air so long.
Yep.
It hung in the air so long. The Amani Hooker and Talk will tell you guys, I was so pissed off when they called PI on him because he got his head around twice. And then I think it was Zach Pascal was falling to the ground, right?
Yep.
His momentum, the only thing Hooker did was grab his arm, and they called PI.
Yep.
And I'm like, that's not pass interference. Now, the Byard was pass interference.
Right. But see, that lets y'all know we're not so like everything we do is right. Right. The Byard play was a pass interference.
It was.
Yep.
It was. And Michael Vrabel said, I also think they were doing that on purpose. Yep. I went back and I watched film on them when they played the 49ers. That's how they were getting in scoring. That's how they were getting in the red zone. Every time he'll throw it up. Pass interference, PI. And my thing is, the Colts fans, your team can't keep living like that. You can't keep living like that. Right. Because eventually it's going to backfire on you. And right now, Carson Wentz he's not a good quarterback, man.
Yep.
He's not a good quarterback.
No, he's not. He's not. I'm going to show y'all a picture we saw about the Colts. This is hilarious to me, Doc. Look at this, y'all. Is this not true against us, man? If you're a Colts fan, you're like Frank Reich. Throw it, give the ball to Jonathan Taylor. Why do you keep – how many times did he throw the ball? 41 times?
No. It wasn't 41. I think it was 50.
51. Okay.
I think it was
Carson Wentz. Are you serious? Hey, and I said during the game the whole time, didn't I, Jacques? Mm-hmm. He is due a turnover.
Yep, you did.
2 or 3 plays later happened. Elijah Molden with the interception touchdown after the playoff Dupree, as well as Kevin Byard's pick.
Yep.
I knew it was going to happen, man.
So I'm looking at it now. He's 27 for 51. He only completed 27 balls out of 51. Wow. Okay? 51.
We appreciate it, Colts. We appreciate it, Carson Wentz. We appreciate it, brother.
And I know we don't get national recognition, which I'm fine with that. But, of course, they wasn't giving a shot. Oh, no. They're going to win. Man, get out of here. You can dismiss me with that. That's what you can do. But I feel like the league is, and I think they said it in the commentary, too. They're trying to go to where they are a non-physical league, right?
Yep.
And in the late hit on Jeffrey Simmons, which he plays to the whistle, okay?
Right.
And if you ever play football, you're taught to play to the whistle, okay? It was an egregious hit, yes, but the whistle was still going and he was still up. If you're going to do that, blow the whistle and call the play dead. Some of those penalties, man, these referees, man, they need to be held accountable. And they need to be held accountable where you're doxing game checks. That's what they need to do.
That's right.
And Music City guy says, and salute to you. He says, wish they would look at PI in the offseason. That's bad gamesmanship.
Agreed, man. Kind of like how the NBA, have y'all seen the NBA rules, the fouls? Y'all seen that? So, yeah, when you pump fake and you get hit, it's no longer a foul. And so there's not as many free throws in the league anymore, right? Like James Harden was averaging 10 to 15 free throws a game. Now he's like at 8. So that's very, very similar in that regard. Like, let's play ball. Let's quit doing this tic-tac stuff. What up, Mr. Titan?
Mr.
Titan up to you, bro. Titan up to you, man. Tighten up. Brother. Titan salute to you, brother. Check his show out, y'all. Check him out.
Yes, sir. And you know what, too? I would say this. And Hawk got sons, and I got a son. I've said this, and I told Hawk this. I said, I will not let my son play DB because defensive back is becoming a position where you can't touch the wide receiver. You can't do nothing. So if you're up and coming young lad that wants to play football, wide receiver is your best bet because you don't get hit like you used to, and you can catch any ball you want to, and they can't touch you. Go right ahead, tighten up.
Yeah. Yep. So we'll take a few more questions, y'all, on the fire tag. We got 61 people in the chat. At one time, we had 77.
Yes,
we
sir.
appreciate you all on the show. We're trying to get as many of y'all questions as we can. Hopefully, feel the love as well, man. Hey, we will. You put up the comments, man. More than likely, we'll put it up here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We want to give y'all, put y'all in this experience. You know what I'm saying? It's therapy for us, bro.
Right now, the Chiefs are struggling against the New York Giants, dog. 17-17. Like the Chiefs are done, man. They're done. But hey, I mean, we got a discussion going with this PI stuff, man. Great point. When I think, like you said, go to the rule committee and they need to reevaluate that because that was let me say this. If it wasn't for those PI calls, we would have put the Colts away a long time ago.
Facts. That's a facts, no paper, sir.
We would have put them away a long time ago.
And if Derrick Henry didn't have a fifth broken bone in his toe as well, too, man. You know what I'm saying? The circuit grave. We appreciate that. Don't you all think the refs were drinking that Jack Daniels, man? Don't you think that's what they were drinking? And we ain't talking about regular Jack number 7. We talking about single barrel select, right? You got to go to the distillery to buy this, man. I think that's what the refs were drinking, man. So, you know what I'm saying? Seriously.
This is a good question, and I'm gonna let you go first on this one. So Mari says, what coverage should we run on the Rams offense that will best work for us? So you're talking about on offense, I'm guessing. Go ahead, Hawk.
What coverage should we run on the Rams offense? Well, I think, Mari, correct me if I'm wrong, I think you're saying defensively, what should we do against the Rams, right? I think I'll take it. I'll take that like that. So I think right now you look at Cooper Kupp. Over a 17-game span, he has the most yards and most catches of anyone in NFL history, okay? Cooper Kupp is catching everything. He's averaging like 10 catches a game and like 130 yards a game. So if you have him on fantasy football, boy, you're counting your blessings because he is balling. Now, Deshaun Jackson is disgruntled, and he's from L.A. He's from Cali. So I'm kind of shocked, right? It's his home for him. I don't know. Maybe it's a home thing or not. I'm not sure. But I think, defensively, I wouldn't change up much from what we have been doing, man. I literally think let your front four go wild. The Rams' offensive line is average. The Rams don't run the ball well.
X, no paper.
Okay? Yes, sir. So you have a team that doesn't run. Their running back has been picking up some steam of Darrell Henderson. He's okay. But I do think, defensively, let Harold Landry, let Danico Autry, let them guys do what they've been doing, man. You know what I'm saying? Let them do that. We got Christian Fulton coming back as well, too. That's huge for us. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Byard is playing at a top level. And we played against Matt Stafford last year. Now, we know Matt Stafford, he does a pretty decent job. You know what I'm saying? But because they can't run the ball, I think our defense could do pretty well against the Rams. Again, I just think the concern is us on offense against the Rams. So, in adjusting and things like that. So, the Rams, this will be a tough game for us. It's on the road. It's against an NFC team that we never see. You got Aaron Donald, you got Von Miller, you got Jalen Ramsey. Them boys are going to be ready. So I think you don't change up much on defense. You have to change it up on offense.
I agree. Keep everything the same on defense. Like you said, they're balling. And like you said, we've seen Matthew Stafford. We've seen him last year. And he's had talent. Yeah, I mean,
Yep.
But you can do 2 single high safeties. Your key player to watch out for is Cooper Kupp. You can double team Cooper Kupp and ask Robert Woods to beat you and ask Van Jefferson to beat you, then you're good. Their run game is not strong. So this should be a game where I think this is going to kind of humble and I think it'll be closer than what people think. It's going to be a competitive game. It's going to be real competitive. So
most people say cover 2. I can see that too. I can see that.
Yeah.
So Mr. Titan said Hawk called it on the show before the season that Byard will be. I did say that.
Yep.
I did say Byard is playing prime right now.
Out of his mind. So okay. So to add to that, somebody said would Byard have double-digit interceptions this year?
What up, Weezy Bowski? What's good, brother? What's happening? I see you, sir. I see you in there. Yes, he will. Yes, he will. I do think that. I think he's trending up to get at least 10 interceptions. Yes.
Right.
So when he got drafted, Jacques, you know this. Again, Middle Tennessee is where I played my ball as well. Alumni. I played there for 4 years. A little bit older than Byard or whatever. He was there a bit after I played. But when we drafted him, I was like, man, this guy 19 or 20 interceptions in college? Mm-hmm. Are you serious? That's like a receiver having like 25 touchdowns in the season or something. That has translated over to the NFL. And even last year, he only had 1 interception. And this year in his career since 2017, he's the leading interceptor in the league. So, yes, keep throwing on Byard if you want to, bro.
And that's the thing. I think they're going to stop throwing on Byard. But Byard has been so all over the field. He knows how to read coverages so well. And I think that's why our secondary is okay. He covers up the lack of availability on the outside with Jack Rabbit and what's his name? Maben.
Yes, Maben.
Yeah, Maben. And they were targeting Maben there for a minute. He kind of settled down.
He settled down.
He settled down. He got he was okay.
He was all right. Like Maben was a practice squad player. He's out there playing against one-on-one with Michael Pittman out there. He did okay. He got a touchdown on him, but he's a practice squad player on the field. Right. You know what I'm saying? He's sacking groceries. 3 weeks ago, now he's on the field starting. So,
and Jeremiah Rand says we have 3 of the top 10 QB pressures, and it's facts no paper. We do.
Facts no paper, bro.
We do. And like you said, offensively is where you're going to be concerned with this particular game. Offensively is that's where you're going to have a concern. By the way, the Chiefs won 20-17, so they did win the game. Okay, good for them. But it was a struggle, and they had to fight.
right.
But like straight up, offensively is why this game. I'm curious to see what the offense is going to do. Not so much of the defense. It's the offense that I'm worried about. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yep. All right. So we'll take just a few more, y'all, and things as far as hot take questions here. We'll just take a few more.
Hawk? What have I been saying? What have I been saying? I agree, Max.
If we need. I'm gonna tell you, Jacques, if that's the case, I mean, maybe next year, yes. But if we got to get something tomorrow because of the trade deadline is tomorrow.
Deshaun Jackson.
Right. Look, that's right, Deshaun Jackson. That's right. Hey, oh my God, Deshaun Jackson leads the league in yards per catch. By the way, at 35 years old, it's crazy.
He's your deep threat. I mean, this is starting to become an old team. So go ahead and bring him on to the retirement. I just say it's Amani Hooker being back there, and he does.
Absolutely, he does. You have always said it about Amani Hooker.
Yes, man.
Hooker's out there playing, doing his thing, man. It helps everybody else out in the defensive backfield, and it does. It does.
Tommy Dixon says, so I'm making a prediction we'll beat the Rams.
Okay.
Let me say this. I've said this before. I wouldn't be surprised if they beat the Rams, and I wouldn't be surprised if they lose to the Rams because that's how gritty this team is. If we beat the Rams, don't surprise me. If you lose to them, it won't surprise me. So I think the Rams, in their mind, they think, well, the king is gone, so this is going to be an easy game. And I don't think they understand it's not going to be easy as they think. Maybe on defense, but they don't realize our defense is balling too. So I don't think it's going to be easy as they think it's going to be. Hey, shout out to Classic Ride Society, brother. He said,
"What's up, Classic Ride Society? What's good? What's happening?"
Right. So Classic Ride, he says they really should have taken Henry out by the third quarter of the Chiefs game. Didn't really need those extra carries. And you know what? I agree. We were up 27-0. He wasn't really contributing. The game had kind of slowed down. And I know what they were trying to do, but you could have probably took him out and get creative in other ways and let Jeremy do his thing.
And that's the game Darrington Evans got hurt. He was out there. He had 2 carries, and next thing you know, he was done.
And
Any given Sunday, right? Any given Sunday.
This is the first year in football in a long time I felt like anybody can win any Sunday. anybody can win. It's not, to me, it's not really one team that I can be like, because the Buccaneers lost to the Saints. So it's not really one team out there that I can be like, I'm confident to be like, they can beat anybody. Nah, bro. It's anybody. Hey, shout out to
Pig Wickle. What's good? What up, Titan Nation? What's good? Hey, tighten up, Pig Wickle. Tighten up, baby. Tighten up. So we'll take 2 more questions of the hot take. We'll take 2 more.
Ooh, okay, I got one. Tommy said, will y'all trade for Adoree Jackson from the Giants? No.
Nope.
No.
Nothing wrong. Adoree was not a bad ball player. Let me get that one out the way. But let's bring new blood in here, man. Let's bring some other corners in here.
You know, that's Mari asked the same question, Adoree or Logan. I'm like, nah. Nah, I just hey, tighten up, Coy. Tighten up. So
let them Rams fans tighten up, man.
So Max says, who is the fastest guy on offense that we can trade for? John Ross.
Yeah, Deshaun Jackson. Yeah,
Deshaun Jackson.
John
Ross.
I haven't heard a lot about Will Fuller. Is he still injured?
Yes, I think he's injured his hamstring again, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
It's not too many fast guys. I mean,
no, it's not. You got guys like Jalen Reagor. You got Brandon Ayuk from the 49ers. Right. You have younger, faster guys that are not really playing. Ayuk and Jalen Reagor are not playing well.
They're not, bro.
They're not. So
maybe it's the scheme.
Yeah, but you would have to give up some because they're first round picks. You'd have to give up something for them to say, yeah. So maybe that's a stretch. Right. Damon Beverly's a good therapy. Said, I agree, man. I agree. That was the purpose of this show. He's like, we got to get this out of our system. It's been messing me up all day. Y'all got me on here drinking Jack Daniels, legitimate Jack. Good bottle of Jack too.
But you know what? Willie Snead. That's a great point. I like Willie Snead. Willie Snead, Jagan is very fast, and he can use him in gadget ways. But I mean, with this therapy session, I feel like we got some solutions. We have some ways we can continue the season, right?
Yeah.
That's something I really haven't heard all day because everybody's been in panic mode. But I'm a type of person. If it happens, yes. But how can we get out this hole? So
that's a good question, Chad.
Pick up for fantasy here.
Absolutely. Yes. You got to have a running back in fantasy football. Running backs come a dime a dozen. Absolutely. Better have him on there. At least see a game or two, see how he does. And, hey, at some point on a bye week, put him in there. Absolutely. Yes.
Hey, I don't know if this is a joke or not. So is it
Harry Henry?
Hilarious. Man, that's funny. Hilarious. I know Noah says we need a defensive end. I wouldn't shy away from it. Bring in the depth. For depth. Why not? But trade for one, I wouldn't trade for one. I mean, you're good on the defensive line.
I think our D line is. I mean, like I said, we pick up somebody. Yeah, but I'm good on the D line.
Titans fans might be crying at the end of the season because of Harold Landry, and we might not be able to re-sign him, y'all.
Yeah, he's going to be the highest paid D going into the free agency. He's going to have the highest contract out of all the free agents next year, man.
I wish he would have played like this last year. If he would have played like this last year, I think he probably would have been. We would have had him like that, but. I mean, he's playing like a man.
Something's happened. Something's triggered him.
Man,
he's playing like Lawrence Taylor out there, dog.
He said in the offseason, he added something to his pass. You know, you got your pass package or whatever. He added something to his pass. I guess he's doing something different. His bend is different. He's quicker.
Right.
He's playing like a madman. So, oh, okay. Anthony Hayes says he heard J. Roberts reaching out to Cox. So is that still in play?
Yeah, I think so. Fletcher Cox. And, Fletcher Cox went. I don't know. I'm sure he knows Jeffrey Simmons because he went to Mississippi State. He's a bit older, but J. Rob likes those SEC. We are in the SEC country. He likes SEC guys. Man.
We'll take this. This will be our last question. Derek Brown. This is a great question to end on, guys. And I know I wish we could go a little bit longer, but Derek Brown brings up a great point and a great question. He says, "Any regrets drafting Caleb Farley?" I'm gonna let you go, Hawk.
Yes. You draft a guy that has a history of injuries. And we can all day say he might be great one day or whatever. We don't know that. So I can't say, we don't regret him because he's going to be great one day. We don't know that. So I'm looking at it surface level today. Yes, because I think we've done, a really good job with, say, Jeffrey Simmons. Okay, that was a rare situation. You get a guy, you pick him 22nd, he's a top 5 pick, right? Because he had an injury and he had some off-season issues. But Caleb Farley's not on the field right now. Now, Jacques, you said something I thought was very interesting about him is the fact that, you look at C19, right? Impacted him, right? Plus, he had a lot of injuries. So for 2 years, Caleb Farley didn't even play football. Football is not a sport you wake up and play, folks. Okay? The way to play football, you got to keep playing football to keep your body in shape, to keep your body from getting hit. And we know that, again, played up to college level, right? So when you take time off in football, it hurts you. So there's no doubt Caleb Farley's got talent. I can kind of see that when he was on the field. The question is, can he be healthy? He's not on the field right now. We need him. I hate to, to judge a player from being hurt. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that part. But at the end of the day, your availability is huge. Okay, there's an INJ emoticon in Madden. INJ is injuries, right? Yeah. So if you have somebody at a 98 injury like a Darrington Evans, would you pick him up?
Nope.
And then when Caleb Farley got drafted in the draft board, his INJ was probably like 89. So you have to look at that. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I hope he comes back. But as of today, yes.
So me, yes, because I didn't have us drafting him. And if I would have drafted him, I would have drafted him in the second round or third round, right?
Yes.
I wouldn't have drafted him a first round pick. I'm just going through the draft to see if there was any other DBs that was Eric Stokes, your guy. Eric Stokes.
Yep.
Eric Stokes. I would have pulled a trigger on a different DB. I like my DBs pure DBs. I like them being DBs 4-year starters or 3-year starters. I don't like when DBs become from where they switch from wide receiver to DB.
Right.
It's only a couple of people are able to make that transition like Richard Sherman did. He transitioned very well, right? But when you look at Caleb Farley, he's raw. He's raw talent. He's fast. He's athletic. But I got to teach you the technique in the position. We look at him versus Christian Fulton. Christian Fulton's technique is what has made him great this season, right?
Right.
He's not the fastest guy, but his technique, his positioning, his twist of his hips, his back pedal. He's patient when he comes out of his breaks. That's what happens, right?
Yep.
So when I look at the draft, at the time, we seen that the top corners were off the board. You know what I mean? The Asante Samuel Jr., he was off the board, right? J.C. Horn, he was off the board. Patrick Surtain, they're balling, right? Mm-hmm. They're balling. Now, John could have traded up. He could have traded up and got him. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But I'm kind of getting tired.
Asante Samuel was a second-round pick, by the way.
Asante Samuels was?
Yes, he was. I think he may be a third round. I know he wasn't a first-round pick. I know
he was still on the board.
Mm-hmm.
You see, and I'm getting tired of the Titans doing this. Always drafting injured players, and after we get this, we can go ahead and cut out Hawk. Yep. But when I see this, we have to get better, man. Like just Caleb right now. Yes, I regret the pick. Hopefully, he can make a transition. But the way he is, you touch him, he gets hurt. Right.
Right.
It was a second injury of the season, so we have to do better with picking in the first round, and has to get better. So
That's right. So. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for the show, y'all. Thank you for, coming onto the show. Thank you, Tommy Dixon. As always, y'all, we kindly appreciate you taking your time and watching our show.
Hey, appreciate it,
Anthony. Hey, Anthony, I'll tell you this, man. When we do the show, when we post it, you'll be surprised with people that will say, man, that show was long, right? If they didn't, of course, didn't join the live show. So our comment has been, well, man, join our live show. It won't feel like it's really long. You know what I'm saying? Because we could be here all day. We really could be. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we could be. So, but thank you as well, y'all, so much for watching the show. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully this has been a good therapy session for you all with the news of Derrick Henry getting injured. I think the therapist has said, hey, you good to go. Might have a few more class sessions, but as of today, you're good or whatever. Right. Thank you, Max DeBoard, as well. You can always, you can check us even on Apple as well, too. We do have a Apple podcast and also on Spotify. So check us out at Tennessee Titans Weekly there. We have a show called Talking Titans with the Homies to give you some different perspectives as well. Check us out for those with Apple devices. If you have an Android, check us out on Spotify. We're there. You can check us on Instagram at Tennessee Titans Weekly on Instagram. We are on Twitter, Titans Weekly 24/7. And Jacques, one thing we haven't talked about in a while, bro, we have merchandise, man. We ain't talked about that in a while, bro.
We haven't.
Check us out on Teespring, y'all. Yep. We got merchandise. It's about to get cold. Get you some hoodies. Get you some socks. They got our logo on it, man. You know what I'm saying? Check us out on Teespring, Tee Spring. check up Tennessee Titans Weekly, man.
Definitely. And as Hawk went down the list, when you guys do check those out, subscribe, right? Subscribe to the podcast, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the show. Hey, these are great streams. Y'all think they're great? Think we bring great content? Hey, share the show, man. We're here to bring the great content, man, and keep continuing what we do. And hey, we got more podcasts coming. Trust me, we got more podcasts coming. So, hey, again, the therapy session. I think we might have a treat where we might do a little longer show when it comes bound to buy. We got some things popping and we got some things coming. So, hey, I had a good time, man. This was a great therapy session. Let's get to the Rams. We'll have our pregame for that soon. So just be looking out for that.
That's
and
right.
Tighten up,
man. Tighten up, y'all. Well, hey, to you and yours, have a great week. We'll post to let you know when we do the pregame for the LA Rams game. Hey, tighten up. Have a great week, folks. To you and yours, as we always say, Jacques.
Fact! No paper!